In just 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how you can help your shoulders feel a lot more mobile and loose and better, no matter how locked up you are to start. All you're gonna need for this is a pillow, a foam roller, and optionally a couple of yoga blocks or just books stacked up. The first thing we're gonna do is start with some basic breathing exercises because that's really gonna open up space within our rib cage. Our rib cage is the foundation of where our shoulder rests. So if our rib cage is in a crappy position and can't move very well, then neither will our shoulder. Many times when people have really locked up shoulders, they don't use their diaphragm very well. And because the rib cage is stiff, they rely on their neck to breathe for them. I cover this in other content, so we're gonna go over a way that we can breathe and not engage our neck. Because when we do that, that tends to really lock up our shoulders. So we need to learn what that feels like. So if you are gonna pay attention to one thing throughout this routine, make sure your neck is staying disengaged and relaxed. The first thing I want you to do is take that pillow and fold it in half. If you're more comfortable having it just be one length, that's okay too. But ideally for this, we wanna just give ourselves a little bit of side bend. You can take a yoga block or you can just get another pillow and you wanna place it underneath your head. So that way your head is relatively neutral. Your knees and hips are gonna be bent at a 90-degree angle. Your arms are just nice and relaxed. You have a straight line from your head to your shoulder to your hip right here. All we're gonna do is sit here and learn how to breathe better because this will apply to a lot of the other exercises that we do too. So all we're gonna do is just exhale through our mouth, soft and long for about 5 to 8 seconds, sighing the air out. Not, but, and then at the end of that exhale, you're gonna feel your side abs engage, particularly on this down side right here. And then you're going to pause, hold on to that side ab tension just a little bit, and then inhale silently through your nose, not engaging your neck. So a full breath cycle looks like this. You can go along with me to match my cadence, and that way you're gonna get an idea for how long this should go and how these exhales and inhales should feel. So we'll start with the exhale. Side abs engaged. And then I inhaled, feeling my rib cage expand, not losing much of those side abs, just 2 out of 10 engagement, and also making sure that my neck is relaxed. And we're gonna do that for 5 breath cycles. So let's do a few more. If you feel comfortable, you could take your top arm and just have it rest over slightly in front of you rather than behind you, and this can help facilitate more opening here. The next thing we're gonna do is on our back, we wanna take the pillow and position it underneath our head and neck so that way when we are relaxed, our chin is passively pointing straight up at the ceiling. We're gonna grab a couple of books or our yoga blocks right here, and we're gonna put them off to the sides because we're gonna allow our arms to relax back to open up our chest, to open up some space within the front of our ribs. So you can mess around with the position of them, get your arms directly out from your shoulders like this, not too low or not too high, just right here, and then just let them fall back. I'm gonna move my foam roller a little bit right here. There we go. Now, I should be able to totally relax right here, feel no tension in my back whatsoever. And I have my feet nice and flat on the floor, and all I'm gonna do is that same exact breathing strategy. I'm gonna exhale through my mouth. Pause after I find my side abs. And then place my tongue on the roof of the mouth. Silent inhale through the nose, and you'll feel your chest rise. You're gonna struggle a little bit more here to keep those side abs engaged, just have the intention to. For the next thing, we're gonna take the pillow, fold it in half, get in a 90-90 position on our side, and we're gonna take the foam roller and we're gonna place it in between our hands. So that way we have a straight line from our shoulder all the way through our hand like this. Okay, now watch what I do here. I'm gonna reach. I'm gonna get a little of what we call protraction of the shoulders, meaning that I'm trying to create space between my scapula, my shoulder blade, and my spine. It's like you're trying to do this right here without your sternum depressing excessively like that. There's a way in which you can reach and not lose any height in your skeleton. Do that and maintain that. As I maintain that reach, I'm going to inhale through my nose and reach my top hand just a little bit further ahead of my bottom hand. And then as I finish off that inhale, I'm going to exhale and gently roll back. The key with this is you don't want to lose that protraction of the shoulder. You don't want to squeeze your shoulder blade back. You want to make sure that you are leading almost like you're pulling with your rib cage back first, rather than just simply trying to pull back like that. That is not what we want. So watch a nice full rep here. Inhale very softly. Exhale. Rolling back until the top hand gets behind the bottom hand a little bit. Exhale, go again. Making sure I'm not shrugging my shoulders. My neck is relaxed. We're going to do about 10 rolls per side here. For this next one, get in this position right here. If you're not comfortable being in this child's pose position, you could get a little bit further up here. Just make sure your back doesn't arch as you do this. So we're going to start here. Connect one elbow to your knee, and then the other wrist is going to be stacked on the foam roller like this. Inhale as you gently reach overhead. You're going to feel your lat right here stretch out. Only go as far as you're comfortable, but before you feel like your back is going to arch or your ribs are going to flare. If they have, you've gone too far. And then exhale and then come back to that starting position right here. Very gentle. Inhale slowly up. Exhale down, making sure I'm not shrugging my shoulder, making sure my neck is relaxed, my head is in a neutral position. We're going to do 10 rolls per side. The last thing we're going to do is get our heels on the foam roller like this and make sure the pillow's underneath our head so that way, again, our chin is passively pointing towards the ceiling. We're going to reach. We're going to reach, but again, we want to get that protraction without our head lifting off or our sternum depressing. So you will feel a little bit of separation between your shoulder blades and spine there. With about 3 out of 10 effort, push into the foam roller with your heels. You'll feel your hamstrings engage, but your low back should still remain perfectly flat on the ground. Exhale through your mouth fully, just like you would with any other of these. Now just get that full exhale until you feel your rib cage come down and side abs engage. At the end of that inhale, at the end of that exhale, I want you to pause. And then I want you to put your tongue on the roof of your mouth again. And as you inhale, what will happen now is you will get a natural expansion of your ribs, and it will have your arms drift back naturally. Not because you're trying to get them to go back, but because the expansion of the ribs will push the arms back very slightly. It'll just be maybe an inch or two at a time. But you'll get to a certain point as you go through breath cycles where you feel like your hands are turning away from you, your arms are moving away from you, and your elbows are turning out. That's the point at which you're probably also feeling your rib cage flare. That's too far. So just go until the point where you feel like you're going to hit that, and then just reset and then do that again for just 2 total times. A full breath looks like this. Side abs engaged. Pause. You can do this every day. It shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes once you really get it down. If you want to see a more comprehensive approach, check out my shoulder health program. It's designed for, again, anyone to be able to do. It has a lot more specific mobility, strengthening exercises, and also muscular activation exercises to help this mobility that we achieve in exercises like this really stick long term.